Hello, everybody, and welcome today for another great edition here of the GGR Oregon Diecast Indycar series here on Work TV here on YouTube. As tonight's event is the first race of the playoffs, as we have the Corn Eaters 150 here, GGR night in America at the Iowa Speedway in Newton, Iowa. Uh, they're in qualifying currently right now, as you saw right there by me clicking race info. Iowa Speedway is a 7/8 mile oval located in Newton, Iowa. Obviously, as an oval, it's got 4 turns at an altitude of 893 feet. This is one of America's favorite short tracks, I'd say. We're glad to have everything put together here for the first race in the playoffs, and so let's get into it. Tonight I am joined by a different guy than usual. Quentin Haley's having an off night here from the broadcast booth, so we have Henry Clapper up in the booth. Henry, welcome to the booth, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I'd
Well,
rather be up in here than racing down there, to be honest with you. But it's fun.
Henry is a big fan of being up here in the booth with us. So naturally, Henry, though, you've raced here in GGR quite a bit. You're actually the GGR all-time wins leader. Um, so you have a lot of experience here in GGR. What do you think we can expect tonight from these guys on track?
Um, we're going to basically expect basically a lot of good racing. Hopefully, a few wrecks, but it's GGR, but you know anything can happen in GGR. That's what they say.
That is very true. Certainly anything can happen in GGR, and we've seen that time and time again throughout this season. So we're glad to have it on as qualifying nearly about to conclude here. And tonight's a big one, obviously, as I mentioned, folks. First race of the playoffs here in GGR. We don't have the infographic ready for the playoffs here, as we got to see how the points shake up initially here. But I can tell you guys, the 10 playoff drivers, it is a stout field. Um, Obviously, you have your regular season champion, Josh Patterson. He has had a huge season, and honestly, if you're looking at GGR, Josh Patterson's your guy. However, not too far behind him, he has quite a few playoff points as well, is Ethan Workman, only 2 points behind. As the checkered flag up there in the top left signifies the end of qualifying here. Jay Mulder is your third playoff driver. And then we have Blake Kennedy, Anthony Sharps, Aiden Oxidine, Ethan Harrison, Justin Haley, Jack Leslie, and Dimitri Mundros. So let's go ahead and get into our starting lineup for today. I'll go ahead and run the top 8. We'll switch off here. Starting on the pole for today, that's a point for him. Give it to the 77 of Ethan Harrison, to his outside Outlaw Racing teammate Blake Kennedy in the 75. Inside row 2, you have Paul Granada in the 04, to his outside Nova Sim Racing teammate Jay Mulder. So once again, we've been commentating that battle between Outlaw and Nova all season long. They are the top 2 rows. Inside
Yep,
row
it's been a
3,
good battle.
yeah, it really has been a good battle between the two teams. Inside row 3, we have the 4 of Aiden Oxidine. Outside of him, Brady Cox. And then inside row 4, we have Christian Visconti, another Outlaw Racing driver, to his outside the 21 of Ryan Kane.
And starting in ninth place, we got Dimitri Mundros. And starting on his outside, we got Anthony Sharts. Starting in 11th place, we got Nick Pena. He's actually been pretty good, but a couple bad starts, but he has to work it out a little bit. And 12th place, we got Mason Suit. We have to watch out for him because he has an on and off switch for wrecking people a little bit, but that's besides the point. We got Brian Roops and starting 13th place, we got Brandon Carroll in 14th, and then we got our good friend G-Man, Garrett White, and starting in 15th place, and we got our regular season champion starting in 16th place, Josh Patterson.
Yeah, and something to note here, Bryson Roop, he's only made a handful of starts here in GGR. The guy who was outside, Brandon Carroll, starting 14th. He has never made a GGR start. Rounding out the field, we have Jaden Carter 17th, Ethan Workman 18th, Jack Leslie 19th, and rounding out the top 20 here is Aaron Giffen.
Yeah. Yeah, this race should be good. I never seen any cars on Iowa, so let's see how this race actually goes, Bryson.
Yeah, as 142 laps here at Iowa, although that's the most laps we're going to run this season in terms of lap count. However, This is actually a very short race. So what I've heard from some feedback from the drivers pre-race here. Oh, Brady
Oh,
Cox spun.
oh no.
Um,
Hopefully he didn't get any damage
yeah,
on that
I
car.
don't quite know. Looks like he's catching back up to the field. I don't know if he spun on the transition there or what, but pace car lights are out. We should be going green this time. Um,
No.
I hear about 19-second lap times. Like I was saying, I got some feedback pre-race from these guys that these cars are full throttle here. So
Really? Hmm.
this should be an interesting show. Of course, Ethan Harrison, first pole of the season, if I am remembering correctly. And with that first pole of the season, huge for Ethan. He's a playoff driver, and I know he's got a lot of fans that tune into these work TV streams. And so very huge here for Ethan Harrison. Obviously, we are glad that he is on the pole for today. Big ol' race director and all that jazz. Does a lot for the league, so always good to
Yeah.
have Ethan here. Blake
Yeah.
Kennedy to his
He
outside. He's had himself a good season. Henry, what are your thoughts here as we're coming to the green?
My thoughts is uh, hopefully there's no wrecks on the green. Hopefully, but it's GGR. Anything could happen. Remember that. It's GGR. Anything can happen.
Seems to be the mantra that we are going to have to live by here for 142 laps here. Pacetrack pulls off. Ethan Harrison and Blake Kennedy will get the call to the green. Green flag is out. Harrison and Kennedy are underway. Paul Granada immediately drops
Oh,
to the back.
I don't know what happened to Paul there, but he's probably dropping to the back to get out of harm's way. To be honest with you.
Yeah, now Christian Visconti, he seems to do the same thing there in that 80. They don't want to be up front here at a short track, I guess. Back up front, though, the 77 of Ethan Harrison leads us here on lap 142, excuse me. A lot of laps in this one here. And Jay Mulder to the inside of Blake Kennedy. And it looks like Kennedy's part of a train right now as they go down the back straightaway.
Yeah, coming into 3 and 4, Blake Kennedy. It looks like he's dropping back a little bit, trying to get out of harm's way because it's been a lot of wrecks in GGR, but he's that's his strategy. I race against him. That's always his strategy in GGR. I always try to drop to the back to try to survive this whole race until the last 10 laps, 10 to 5 laps, to make his way back up and try to win this race.
A guy to note right now, Josh Patterson, already a big mover here up to P9. Past couple weeks, he really hasn't wanted to qualify that O2 machine, and now he's actually he puts in a lot of effort here though to gain position. As we see two guys go side by side, that's Mason Suit and Dimitri Mundros. I'm a little surprised that we didn't come out of that with cars wrecking, but nonetheless here, great job by both of them to keep it off of each other as it looked like there was some slight contact in Suit. He's dropping a lot of positions here. Back up front, Ethan Harrison, he's pulled out to a sizable lead over Jay Mulder here as the battle really ensues for P2 here with Oxidine, Kennedy, Mulder, and Anthony Sharps looking behind.
Yeah, here comes Paul Granada.
Oh,
He makes a pass. Oh, he almost wrecks. Who
that's
was
Ryan
that, Brayson?
Kame, yeah. So
Oh,
a lot of people know if you watched Indianapolis, Paul Granada, the 04, was not happy with Ryan Kame. They have a sort of a pseudo rivalry going on between the two of them, and after Chicagoland, they could both be seen wrecking each other post finish. And clearly that rivalry is not over yet as Granada. He's missed a couple weeks of GGR. He's back tonight, and he is here with a vengeance, throwing a vicious block on Ryan Kame there as he fights for P6. As meanwhile, back up front, side by side for P3, Kennedy and Oxidine.
yeah. I remember. I actually remember when that rivalry started in Indy. I was in that race.
Yeah, that was a that
That
was
was a
in
nasty. That was a nasty wreck they did in Indy. But that's
yeah
besides the point. Tonight's a new night, so let's see what Paul Granada could put on the table for us.
yeah. And
See if he
Granada,
can make it happen.
he's
You
always
know
very strong. I mean, he's always towards the front of the field here in the GGR Oregon Diecast IndyCar series. So it's really impressive to me that Granada can perform the way he does. And despite not being a playoff driver, I expect the 04 to still make a strong mark here in the closing races of the season. As we seem to have a little bit of a top 6 pull away. Christian Visconti lurks behind in P7. Ryan came 8th. Josh Patterson 9th. And Ethan Workman, he's also gained quite a bit of ground here. Driver of the 13 is up to P10.
Yep. To be honest, my pick for this race. I think Josh Patterson has this race in the bag because see he's smooth in all the corners. He's laying back a little bit. I think he has a good strategy right now, laying back a bit. But I picked Josh Patterson to win this race actually.
Of course, always a strong contender, and
Oh,
Dimitri Mundros around on the back straightaway. That'll be the cause of our first yellow here tonight. Let's find out what happened to the driver that won, as it looked like it may have been contact with Ryan Kame. Here we are. So we see Kame, he was slow on the top. Oh no, Mundros just got the
he hit
apron all
the
by
yeah.
himself.
Yeah, he got the apron. These cars, if you get the apron just a little bit, your car will go out of whack. Like you will get super loose, and you have a chance of saving it, or going straight into the wall, or just doing a whole 360 and just spinning out basically. So
Well, let's get a look here from the perspective of the one car here. We're going to get a whole Henry cam. Henry, let us know here what mistakes Dimitri Mundros made as he spun on the apron.
okay, coming towards the line here, going to the first corner. You see how he's going up and then he try to arc it down. He tries to arc it down a little too much. Like and then coming to 3 and 4, his driving's good, it's good. Past the line, going to turn 1. I guess he thought Ryan Kane was going to come down a little bit, but see he hit the apron a little too much with the front left wing, and when that front wing goes down into that apron, it likes to hit the apron. You like to skid, and it's basically drifting. It's losing all the air from the underneath, and you're basically just drifting up the track or spinning out.
Yeah, as you saw, I mean, we got a whole lap there. You could see how he was taking 1 and 2 before. He entered high and arced it low, but Ryan came on the top side, kind of threw Mundros off, and unfortunately that led to the driver, the one going around. Ethan Harrison, though, still retaining this lead here. 14 laps into this thing now, and 77 is looking strong so far. He actually pulled out to a decent gap on second place. You think this is Ethan Harrison's race so far, Henry, or you think our guy Josh Patterson? You mentioned he was your pick to win. You think the O2 has time to get up there?
Yeah, he has plenty of time. We're on lap 15 out of 142. Anything could happen in this race. Remember, we have pit stops going to come up. We don't know when green stops, green lap, whatever.
Green flag pit
I
stops.
can't speak.
I got
I
you.
can't speak. Sorry, but strategy has to play out. Remember that strategy in these cars. Yes, you will run out of gas actually a lot faster on a short track than in a long track actually in these cars I noticed. So and remember they have to be careful going onto that apron.
Yeah, and you mentioned about pit strategy here. One of the big things that I'm noticing here is Josh Patterson is up to seventh. So a couple of drivers, I believe, pit in this one. Looks like we don't have any drivers a lap down, luckily. Um, Dimitri Mundros is able to just be tail end here. Looks like
Yeah.
Aaron Giffen, he's 19th here. He had a little bit of issues loading into the session. Brendan Carroll making his debut. He's 18th here. Ryan Kame, 17th. Garrett White, that's a guy I'm a little confused to see all the way back here. 16th. I assume the 26th will make his way up towards the front at some point in this one, but for now, pace
Yes.
truck lights are off. Ethan Harrison is your leader here, and he's got an Outlaw Racing teammate behind him here. Henry, as a driver who's part of Outlaw Racing, tell me how you think that these two are going to be able to work together here on this restart.
I think Blake is going to let off just a bit, let Ethan go, and then Blake could arc his corner in and pass Jay Mulder and block for Ethan because
That
that's how we do it Outlaw.
That could be it right here. We'll see. Pace truck lights pull off. Harrison fires off quickly here. Looks like he actually caught Kennedy sleeping there. He definitely did. Kennedy did not fire off very well. Harrison leads us into 1 and 2 as Jay Mulder files in line in front of Kennedy, and it's going to be a little bit of a dogfight back here as Josh Patterson, he sees him side by side in front of him. He dives to the inside of Aiden Oxidine, and the
Right
oh,
behind his
Oxidine gets
team,
loose.
He's right behind his teammate Paul Granado.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with Granada here. Granada runs a little bit more of a middle lane. Patterson gets really down low to the yellow lane, straddles it a little bit. But for now, Patterson is old news as they're side by side
Well,
for P2 here. Mulder and Kennedy as they cross the start finish line.
Outlaw
Ooh,
Racing
yellow
1 and 2
flag. Ooh,
right
yellow
now. Oh,
flag.
caution.
Workman. That's
Oh,
huge. That's
what?
a playoff
Wow.
contender.
What happened to Workman? Did he hit the apron like
I'm not sure. He's racing here 3 wide with Pena and Brady Cox.
hmm.
Um, yep,
Yeah, he hit the apron.
same thing. He say, oh, Aaron
Oh,
Giffen.
what was Aaron doing there?
All right.
Well, that's gonna be a
Workman
nice
had it
rivalry.
saved. I don't quite know if that'll be a fast repair, but Workman had it saved. He's coming down pit road. Aaron Giffen has taken his fast repair. I don't
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think
you can see
Workman.
that will actually be a fast repair because if you can see the front left, it's a little up in the front wing. It looks like the nose is a little up to me. Like the way how I'm looking, it looks like
Honestly,
it's up.
the way he's coming down pit road looks like his steering might be knocked out. Um,
Yep, that's gonna be a fast repair.
yeah, that's unfortunate here early on for Ethan Workman. Second in points, just 2 behind Josh Patterson. He took home the big win last week, so um, man, that's tough. If you're Ethan Harrison right now,
He
part of
better be
you, I
happy.
mean, I mean, yeah, part of you doesn't want to see these cautions, right? You want it to go green flag.
Yeah,
You had some strong pace on that first green flag run, but then at the same time, these cautions, they keep that driver the 77 in P1. That just means nobody can pass Ethan. So, and when you're leading a race like this, you want it to go green so you can take those laps down. But towards the end of a race, something like this, I feel like if Ethan is leading here and you've got 5:10 to go, definitely probably wouldn't mind seeing a few cautions. It'd be frustrating, but in the end, very beneficial for the driver of the 77 here, or whoever might be leading at that time. Obviously, a lot can change in the next 120 laps or so.
yeah. But to be honest with you, Brayson, I'd rather see all the cautions now and then have a longer run towards mid race to the end of the race, like a long run, because that's where they have to start thinking about strategy.
Yeah, and honestly, a lot of these guys haven't pit yet. So,
Except the
well,
people
yeah,
who has
yeah.
left.
I mean, a few guys have pit. But the big issue I see here is obviously your leaders haven't pit here, and that's kind of the big detail is where do these guys sit on fuel? Do these guys, I mean, what is the pit cycle? We don't really know, and
They're,
honestly, who knows if we'll know. But if we have
I
a long enough
mean,
green flag run, I mean, it could come down to some major green flag pit stop strategy here.
yes, but I think they have probably 30 laps in the tank. Probably.
I would
Who
venture
knows?
they have at least 30 more left. I mean, we're 22 laps in. We spent about half of this race under yellow flag conditions. So there's a good chance here, Ethan Harrison. I mean, maybe he can make another 50 laps or so. I'm not really sure what the fuel run is. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see it be close to 100 laps. See these guys maybe pit once. I think the big thing here is in these cars, the tire wear. There's so iRacing for all their different vehicles that they have scanned into the service, they also have different tires and tire models developed as part of their service. And the specific tire model of this Indy car right here, this is one of the older Indy cars. This is actually considered a legacy car. If you're not familiar with iRacing terminology, it just means it's a car that's not really in cycle currently with iRacing. Obviously, they have newer, updated Indy cars. So this tire model is a little bit older tire model with it being an older car, a legacy car. They don't tend to update the legacy cars. So this tire model doesn't have as much wear in it as one might assume it would compared to if you were driving, say, a NASCAR Cup vehicle or just anything of the sort. So really here, the big key is going to be fuel, and it pretty much has been all season. But at a short track like this, I mean, that's where you're going to see probably the biggest mix of no tire calls. I think you see a lot of no tire calls late in the race. I think when we pit about halfway through, you're going to see a lot of guys taking their set of tires.
I mean, it all depends how they want to run it. If they want to run this race with no tires, they have a chance. But remember, on the restarts, they will have like a big chance. But when the run starts to go, starts to get a longer run, those new tires are going to come into play, and then those old tires, you're going to start falling back into the field.
We'll see how it is here at Iowa Speedway as let's check in on our race info for today. Obviously, we've talked about 142 laps. It ends up being about 126 miles and average lap time of 19 seconds. These guys are flying here. And so far, fastest guy has been your leader, Ethan Harrison. Let's see here. As Ethan fires off, not sure what's happening here. Anthony
Three
Sharps jumps
wide.
way to the outside of Blake Kennedy. I'm not 100% sure if that was legal or not. They're already single file fairly far back here. Sharps dives to the inside of Kennedy now. And Blake is getting the hot hand here.
He's stuck on that outside lane. That outside
Yeah.
lane is not going nowhere. It's all about the inside lane at this
And
track, actually.
Jay Mulder gave up the inside lane here. Josh Patterson moves up into P2, and hopefully this thing goes green. I'd like to see what happens here. Josh Patterson, regular season champ, current points leader here in the playoffs, and he's moved his way up into P2. Ethan Harrison, he's led all 27 so far. Now he faces probably his greatest challenge from the dominant Josh Patterson. Let's see what happens. Will these two tango?
Josh Patterson, it's reeling in Ethan Harrison right now. Is Josh Patterson going to shoot to the inside, or is he going to stay on the outside and try to arc it in to try to get a better run in the exit and
Yeah,
1 and 2 exit?
well, right now, Patterson, he's being very conservative with the what line he runs. Meanwhile, Ethan Harrison, he is playing a very big defense line. I don't know if you've noticed this, but the past few laps, well, I mean, we've only ran a few laps since we went back green. But
Yeah.
Ethan Harrison, he stays pretty low off the exit of the corner, which I think honestly is scrubbing speed. As Patterson dives to the outside, he tries to arc his corner back in there. Harrison has to defend the bottom, and he does. Patterson to the rear wing of Ethan Harrison as they go side by side here.
Josh Patterson on the outside. No, Josh lets off a little bit to get back in line with Ethan. He's trying to go.
Apparently we are on the pace car for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. ATPO randomly swapped us there. Patterson trying to cross over Ethan Harrison here. Great battle for the lead going on. Great battle back here in the mid-pack as well. As we have a lot of cars bunched together here.
We got Blake Kennedy, Paul Granada.
Christian Visconti right there as well in that Limeade Media 80 car. As Visconti
all
dives.
outlaw drivers.
Visconti dives to the rear wing of Paul Granada. We'll see Blake Kennedy. He is just struggling here early on. And there's Garrett White. He's a guy I mentioned not necessarily being up here so far. And great to see Kennedy.
Blake is going on the inside of Paul Granada. What is Paul Granada going to do?
Great
Nothing.
crossover from Granada, I think.
Paul was way onto the exit of the corner. Never mind. But let's go back to this battle for the lead. Ethan Harrison and Josh Patterson still battling out for the race lead. Josh is on the outside. Oh, Josh lays off a little bit. Josh is trying to
he's
get
got the
on
run
that
to the
inside.
inside. Harrison has to
the
give it up.
inside.
Harrison goes back down, pinches him down to the yellow line here. Ethan playing some of the best defense. Some might say he's even better than the Los Angeles Rams defense they've got going on over there, as he is holding that yellow line for dear life here. And Patterson, I'm a little surprised the O2 hasn't tried to make a move to the top. He really doesn't want to make it work. There he goes.
I mean, if he makes the run on the top, he might lose it out of the corner.
Oh, he's got Jay Mulder coming now with a run. What will the 51 of Mulder do?
His Nova Sim
Racing teammate. Yeah, Jay Mulder, he has a couple wins on the season. Mulder won the opening race at Texas and then won the Homestead Road Course as well. In fact, Mulder, Patterson, and Workman all tied each other for most wins so far this season with 2 apiece. So very interesting to see. A name we don't ever seem to see in the top 5, Anthony Sharps. He's lined himself up here on the inside, and this is shaping up to be a barn burner here. 37 of 142 gone here at the Iowa Speedway here in the Coordinators 150.
While Josh Patterson battles with Ethan Harris, they're having the opponents catch up We got Anthony. I don't know
Aiden
who's the car
Oxendine.
behind Anthony. Aiden. We got Aiden and Jay Moeller. What happened to
Oh,
Jay
Josh
Moeller? He
Patterson
wasn't
goes
there.
to the inside of Ethan
Oh,
Harrison. Harrison
he's
got
making.
shaken from the lead. Will we have a new leader for the first time in this event? Side by side off exit of the corner. Looks like Patterson's going to get the lap led. Can Harrison hang on his right rear long enough to try to get some sort of arrow here?
Now Ethan
Harrison,
Harrison is going to fall back really fast. He's going to probably fall back between Anthony
he can
and
get in
eight.
line to the inside possibly, but he's really fighting on that outside line as Patterson leads here. Sharps is all over that rear wing of Josh Patterson. And honestly, if I'm these guys, it's probably best to not let that O2 get away. A guy I've noticed make some progress through the field, and he's part of this, the end of this pack here. That's the 80 of Christian Visconti here at this Limeade Media car. He and Blake Kennedy, great recovery after falling to the outside early. Oh, oh,
Oh, wreck. We
I
got
think
a
Ethan
wreck.
Harrison was in that. Ethan Harrison and
Oh,
Brady
no,
Cox,
it was
Ethan
Workman.
Workman. No, Workman's in it too, but Harrison I think was the cause of it.
Oh,
Oh,
probably
almost
it was
contact
Neco.
there. Maybe. I, wow. Let's see what happens here. This was coming off of 4 onto the front straightaway. We've got Ethan Harrison side
He was
drafting
battling a
here.
little
It was
too
somewhere down
hard.
the back straightaway, I believe. Or was it into 3 and 4?
I
Maybe
think it was.
it was a lap
No,
ahead. No, they got
it
really
was a
close
lap
here.
ahead.
They were wheel to wheel
It
between
was
Sharps
coming
and
into
Harrison.
one. It looks like it was coming into 1 and 2.
Oh, Harrison
Oh,
comes down on
Ethan just got
Sharps.
loose. Oh, Jay hits him.
Harrison came down in a Sharps.
Oh,
Oh, they wrecked
and
after.
Brady Rex Workman coming out of that, coming into the corner, trying to dodge the wreck, but
Yeah, let's see
no.
what happens here. Oh, Cox just runs
Oh,
right into Workman.
that's what we call ARCA braking, guys. That's what we call ARCA braking.
I have a feeling Ethan Workman is not a very happy camper. He's already down his fast repair, folks. That damage
This is
is
going to hurt
major
him for
for the
the
driver of the
this
13 here.
this is going to hurt him in the playoffs in this race. I know it's just the first race, but it's going to cause him a little bit.
I mean, he was only 2 points back on Josh Patterson, and we have a new leader. That would be the 37 of Jack Leslie, who stayed out here. Everybody else pit. Ethan Harrison. Tough luck. He had to take that fast repair, and now he has to drop to the rear of the field for causing the incident. So tough break for Ethan. Such a strong start here. We'll see how he can rebound. Obviously, he's one of the stronger drivers here. Jay Mulder, he hit Ethan Harrison there. What do you think the damage is like for that 51? You think what are you thinking about him?
I think he's going to have at least a little bit arrows speed here because he hit him pretty hard, so it probably knocked something loose in it. So he's probably going to have at least a couple RPMs down. But at this track, yes, you do need it, but at the same time, no, because if you could stay in the draft a little bit, at least a little draft at this track, you'll be fine.
Well, so far, unfortunately for Ethan Workman, he's gonna be several laps down here.
Yeah, it looks like
I
he's
mean,
taking his
second in
optional.
points, and there's not a points reset or anything here. This goes straight to the
Uh,
end, from my understanding. So
yeah. Oh,
Jack
wow.
Leslie pits. There's Mason's suit. So
They're probably going to come in and take
those,
tires.
yeah, those guys peel into pit road. Suit's driving through the pit stalls. I'm not sure if Leslie has a pit limiter on or not. Don't worry, folks. All this contact on pit road means nothing. Once you're down there in those pit
Yeah,
boxes, they ghost you, so that way you don't have issues getting to your pit stall. As pace car lights are out, and Jay Mulder and Josh Patterson will line up
it's
to be
our
the front
leaders.
row here. Yeah, lap
We got
45 of
Nova Sim
142.
Racing. We got Nova in the front too, first and second. So let's see what Josh will do. Probably Josh will get that jump, and Jay is probably going to be asleep at the wheel, but who knows?
Yeah, we'll find out here. They are teammates at Nova Sim Racing. So we'll see how things plan out. I know there's been some talks in Nova Sim Racing that a little bit of internal issues there with what's going on with them. So we'll see what happens here. The O2 and the 51 side by side. We'll see how they fire off. Patterson gets a great jump. Mulder was very much in on the plan. He clears down into P2, and a great start for the Nova
Yep.
Sim Racing camp as they're side by side back here for third between Sharps and Oxidine, and behind them Visconti and Kennedy.
No, here comes Paul Granada right behind Blake Kennedy. He's right on Blake Kennedy's rear bumper right now, on the rear ring right now. So, oh, what is Paul going to do? It's
No, he's gonna. It looked like he peeked three wide for a moment. Thought better of it though and backed it off. Meanwhile, up front, there's some smoke in the air, and Dimitri Mundros has spun back up onto the racing surface. That'll be a quick yellow here.
that's going to be a
Um,
2 out of 3 for
I believe
Dimitri.
so. So this is on the restart here. We're gonna speed it up a little bit. I'm gonna keep speeding it up a little bit here because he wrecked on the.
He
Oh,
hit
off
the
the apron
same
again.
same
Yeah,
thing. He hit I
hit the
think that
apron.
apron going to cause a little bit of people. Oh, is he? Oh, the people dodged it. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
and
good.
he didn't collect anybody else luckily, but that is going to be a 2 out of 3 on the one. Oh, he's spinning again here. This is a live shot, folks. He spins down the racetrack into the grass.
Trying to get control of that car.
Yeah, he's struggling here. He has some sort of wing damage, and actually he's sliding here almost into the outside wall. I We're gonna pull up the Henry cam for this. We're gonna see what's happening here as Moondros tries to get back to pit road. Henry, what are your thoughts on this, bud?
Oh well, I don't know. I think his steering's messed up a little bit. That's why he's hitting the apron. As you see his wheels a little more than usual to the left. He's
He's
missing his front his front wing there.
he's got a few things going on here.
Yeah, he got a lot of things
Looks
actually going on right now. So
looks like he's made it to pit road, so that's good.
that's a good sign. Not to cause a wreck, but that's a good sign.
Yeah, unfortunately a 2 out of 3 for him, so he's got a little rough here in that one car. Back up front, obviously Josh
I'm
Patterson is still leading here.
Yes, I'm going to take a quote from our good friend Paul Granada. You're done, Joe. You're done.
That is a direct quote from Paul Granada at one point. Um, very
Uh,
common quote here for Paul Granada.
yes, very common quote. What race was that? Was
That would
that
be the WARC JP Designs Truck Series Season 2 at Michigan. That was the
wow.
quote from Paul Granada there. Yeah. Well, a while ago, for those of you fans of the World Online Racing Championship, obviously our flagship league here on WARC TV, we got some exciting news coming up for you here soon regarding the Winter Series. So stay tuned for that.
The pace lights are out on the truck right now,
Yeah,
so
we're gonna head back green here. About little over a third of the way through this one. Right now, you're picked to win
so
the race. He's lining up P1. So
oh no.
yeah,
Oh, it looks like the
lights have come
lights
back
came back.
on.
He probably
Um,
delayed the green or something. Probably
yeah,
something happened.
not 100% sure what happened there. Don't see any issues. Ethan Workman unfortunately still on pit road. There's a position for him to gain. Bryson Roop has disconnected from the event. Ryan
Wow.
Kame is the last car here on the lead lap, P17. Um, let's see, Moondros 16th, or 15th, excuse me, Brady Cox 16th. Brady Cox probably not, he doesn't have a lot of fans, I'd imagine, on that 76 from his incidents with Ethan Workman so far, but
Does he have rear
yeah,
wing
Cox
damage?
has some rear wing damage. I believe so does Brendan Carroll in front of him, so uh, Brendan Carroll, a guy we haven't had heard too much from so far today. Hopefully puts in a solid finish here in his GGR Oregon Diecast IndyCar Series debut. Oregon Diecast, you know, guys, make sure you go follow them on Instagram and thank them for sponsoring Season 3 here of the GGR Oregon Diecast IndyCar Series. As pace car pulls off, Patterson fires off very well. Doesn't quite get Jay Mulder like he did last time. A guy he did get really well, though, Paul Granada jumping to the top 3 wide here.
Oh no.
Granada up to the wall. It didn't quite work out the way he wanted
It
it to.
didn't work, but here comes Visconti. They're 3 wide,
Oh,
was 3
man.
wide a little bit.
Anoxidine is dropping like a fly here as I'm not really sure what happened. He's shuffled back about 3 positions here. He's going to lose at least a couple more here to Visconti. And Kennedy here is, oh, he comes down, almost nearly makes contact with Visconti.
Yeah, he's trying to get to that inside lane. He's
Yeah,
trying to get into
he
that
got to the
train.
inside of Kennedy, and I don't know why Kennedy keeps jumping to the top. Visconti moves up, now moves back down, as Visconti looks like he got stuck in a little bit of a train there with Granada, and Granada's in line with Kennedy here, as all the chaos is here in the lead pack. We have another yellow. Brady Cox is the one involved. Ryan Kame is involved. We got a big one here.
Oh jeez. Come on, guys. You guys can't keep it green for a little bit.
Well,
Because the racing was just getting good in the front.
let's see what happens here with Brady Cox, as somehow Ryan Kame got involved. We'll find out here momentarily what the cause of the issue may have been here. It was somewhere going into 1. I'm not sure if Cox caused it or what may have occurred. Yep, Brady Cox
Yep.
just spins. Ryan Kame nowhere to go. Collects both of them there. Good avoidance there by Brendan Carroll on the apron. And unfortunately, that is the cause of the yellow here. So we're back
If we,
live here with Josh Patterson leading this one.
yeah, it's gonna be the same thing like Ethan Harrison. It get all these cautions now, while Josh leads all the caution laps like Ethan Harris. And at some point, something's going to happen where there's going to be a long run.
Yeah, and
That's usually what happens.
you noted Ethan Harrison, who led the first 30 or so laps of this thing. He's slowly rebounding. He's up to 11th now, but he has to be a little bit careful without that fast repair, whereas these guys up front, Patterson, Mulder, Sharps, these guys don't have to really worry about fast repair. And Sharps, he's had himself a great race. I mean, obviously, I mentioned earlier, haven't seen too much of him in the top 5. It's kind of been like a 50-50 situation, whether we see him or whether we don't. Obviously, in tonight's instance, he is running up here in the top 3. So, very impressive run here for the Anthony Sharps 92 car here. As
Yeah, Anthony. Usually, while I'm on the track and everything, Anthony is usually stuck in the back with Brady, all them. You know, he's
yeah,
like I see he tries to make the pass. It's just he's kind of hesitant a little bit, but you know it looks like he's showing a little bit here.
yeah. As we double it up here, pace car lights are out. Henry, I'm gonna have you go ahead and read the mid-race update here.
Here, mid race update, we got 86 laps to go. We had 5 caution, 20 caution laps, 5 lead changes.
Yeah, it's been a pretty tame race in terms of lead changes, but the racing throughout the field has been very impressive. Lots of shuffling around and stuff. And if we can just get a green flag run here, dude. I mean, the first 40 laps are like they went by pretty fast, but we've had 2 or 3 cautions here past 20 laps or so, and it just kind of really threw us in
Yeah,
a loop. But
yeah. Usually at a quarter mile track, we usually have 20 lead changes because we're literally going 30 wide.
yeah, yeah, at the
Changing
shorter
leads like
tracks,
crazy.
like the
Yeah.
yeah, luckily 7/8 of a mile here at Iowa
Oh,
Speedway. So Patterson
Josh
bunches up
Patterson
the field here.
kind
Yeah,
of sleeps at the wheel a little bit, but
that was a
he's still
great.
in first.
That's some great mind games there by Patterson. Unfortunately, screws his teammate Jay Mulder.
Yes. Oh, Anthony Charter.
Oh,
It's in
Visconti.
second.
Christian Visconti just got hit in the rear end by Aiden Oxidine. I saw his car launch up the racetrack a little bit here. Garrett White and Anthony Sharp side by side here for P2. And then you got the Nova Sim Racing gang behind, Mulder and Granada. As
Oh,
both of them go to the inside line here, Anthony Sharps is going to be part of the train. Mulder fits himself in a tight gap there as they go through turns 3 and 4 here. What will Jay Mulder and Paul Granada do? How will they work together here to try to get with their Nova Sim Racing team owner and the guy leading the race, Josh Patterson?
I think Paul's just going to leave Jay
Yeah,
Mulder
Paul,
out to
he
dry.
already has. Oh, we have a
Oh,
yellow.
caution! What happened?
I'm not sure. Nick Pena. Oh,
Oh.
Dimitri Mundros in another one here. Oh, Pena hits Mundros.
Oh man.
Part of me feels like this one may be on Mundros. We'll find out here. So they're bunched up pretty tight
He's kind of
here, going
swerving.
into 1 and 2. And oh,
Oh, yep.
Mundros just that's a 3 out of 3 on Mundros.
Yeah, he just dumps
Let's
them.
uh let's get another look here. We're gonna get a
I
from the far chase camera, more of a video game camera that will show us a little bit of a third person point of view
I
here.
let's see here.
Henry, go ahead and run us through what's happening here, bud.
See, they're all bunched up. They're trying to stay a little cautious from each other for they don't cause any wreck. I guess Nick just came down a little bit. That looked like
Eh,
neck code actually a little bit
might be a
actually to
little
me.
bit here. Let's go back a little bit. We
If
will
you could slow
uh,
down, yeah, that's neck code right
a little
there.
bit, but honestly, it kind of looks like he goes over the rear wheel right here. We're gonna pause. So
The
notice
front
that.
right.
Oh, that's not netcode. There's definitely some wheel-to-wheel
No,
contact there. And Mundros
and then
jumps
it
up
just.
on Pena. Yeah, Mundros ran over Pena there. I don't think he expected the
But I
checkup.
think I think Pena just came down just a bit though to squeeze him down.
I I think it should be on Mundros there as these guys are already doubled up here, ready to go green. Pace truck lights are still on here as they go through 3 and 4. And the night lights begin to set here in on Iowa Speedway, and unfortunately Iowa Speedway in real life doesn't have a NASCAR date, hasn't for a couple years now, and I've always wondered why. It's always been a very entertaining short track. I feel like we've been fairly entertained tonight. What do you think, Henry? 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 All right. Well, Henry Cloppert is has taken a bathroom break. Um, as these guys pace here under caution. Pace car lights are still on. These guys are doubled up though. They're ready to fire off here, and they're ready to go green, I think. But unfortunately, we have to pace out these laps here. 63 down of 142, and we are going to try to bring up a live interview here. We're going to see if we can try to get in contact with playoff competitor Ethan Workman. Um, let's see here. Yep, Ethan Workman. He is here in the waiting room. Ethan, you're in the Work TV booth, buddy. Do you happen to have a copy there?
I have a very angry copy.
Well,
Oh,
Ethan Workman, as you see, folks, on pit road, had a very rough race here. Um, both wrecks really, I mean, honestly, weren't your fault. You had it saved on the first one. Your teammate came down and kind of ended your fast repair chances there, and then the second one, I don't even know what was going on there. Brady Cox just Henry quoted it pretty well. Said he arca braked you. What are your thoughts on all that happened there, Ethan?
I just hate it because I didn't qualify just to stay in the back just to get away from all of that. But I guess in both of the first two cautions, I had to be the one who gets ARCA braked. Like the first time, like I had it saved after I hit the apron, like when I was like below the apron, and then I get ARCA braked somehow from Mayor Mouse over here. And then the second time, God, I thought that was worse than the first one. Like I was going low to avoid Ethan Harrison. Like I thought Ethan Harrison was gonna come back down on the track, but and then Brady Cox just decided that brakes don't exist,
Yeah,
yeah, he
well,
probably he
and
probably did
Brady,
a Ryan came and pressed on the clutch,
yeah,
but
and now my championship is over after being second in points all season.
it's definitely been a good season for you, and I mean, maybe there's some sort of a chance you can rebound here, Ethan. Unfortunately, things just couldn't go your way tonight at Iowa. But do you have anybody you want to thank before we let you go back to the garage?
I would like to thank Outlaw Racing and all the people involved in that team. I hope one of them wins, and I hope the person in second wins, Garrett Watt.
All right, Ethan. Well, unfortunately, early night or an early into your night here, excuse me. But hopefully you'll be back on the track next weekend and Who knows, man? Maybe you'll go on a run, win every race, get that championship. Never know what could happen here in the GGR Diecast Indycar series.
That's true.
All right, folks. That was Ethan Workman, driver of the 13. Rough night here for him, and we're glad we were able
Yeah.
to bring him in here for an interview as green flag action ensuing here, and we have Garrett White now on the
The
rear wing of
top
Josh
3.
Patterson.
And Garrett White, it's a former Nova Sim Racing teammate.
Yeah,
So
he used to be part of that team, and he left over the past couple weeks, and now he's in a Nova Sim Racing sandwich there. And I know his absence from Nova Sim Racing really rubbed Paul Granada the wrong way there in the 04. So I mean, we'll see what happens here with Granada. Of course, one of Paul's best friends is Josh Patterson, and I kind of liken Paul and Josh to Ricky Bobby and Cal Naughton Jr. from the famous Talladega Nights movie. Of course, in the movie, if you've ever watched it, which I'm pretty sure the whole world has watched that movie at some point, you know very
yeah.
well that Ricky Bobby was always the one winning. Cal Naughton Jr. was always like, hey, maybe let me win once, and Cal Naughton Jr. never got to win when Ricky Bobby was the one taking the wins. So I liken Paul to Cal Naughton Jr. He's waiting for Ricky Bobby to go insane
Oh,
here. So
he's on the bottom of Josh
yeah,
Patterson. They're side
Garrett
by
White gets to the
side.
inside of Patterson, side by side here for the lead,
New
and
leader,
Paul Granada moves up
Garrett
the
White.
track. He follows Patterson there. That's very interesting.
But Granada's right behind Garrett White.
And look behind them, the Outlaw Racing drivers of Christian Visconti and Blake Kennedy have worked together to get here into the top 5. As it's a Nova Outlaw and Garrett White top 5 here. Oh, Kennedy gets the
Oh,
apron.
oh
Around goes the
wow.
75.
That doesn't bring out a
He's
caution.
not going to lock it. He didn't lock it up very quickly, surprisingly. He will probably go a lap down here. That's a huge, huge mistake out of the 75.
I mean, yes, it's a huge mistake.
Oh,
but
Patterson's around. Visconti, Granada up and over.
Paul is flipping.
Oh my goodness, what happened?
What did I
That
just
was
say?
the
It's
leaders.
actually a good thing. He
That
wrecked
was...
early.
Oh, there's Granada flying through the air. What happened here?
Oh,
Oh no. I
I
think Garrett
saw it.
A. White, I don't think we
Nick,
need to say it.
he hit
Garrett
the
White
apron.
gets the apron in front of the field, and around they all go. That was the entire field. And the wildest ride here goes to Paul Granada.
Let's do a Henry Cam on Paul Granada.
I agree. Let's do a Henry Cam on Paul Granada here, folks. As here we go. We're gonna have to go back quite a ways. It looks like here. I think maybe not. Maybe I don't know what's happening here. ATVO has kind of had a little glitch here. ATVO.
Yeah. Oh,
There we
right.
go. So here's Granada.
Coming
He was
into
rolling the outside lane there in the middle.
Paul just.
Paul, I mean, Paul had nowhere to
There
go.
was no
Paul had
break.
nowhere to go.
No, but hold on.
I
Hold
don't
on.
blame him
Hold
for
on.
that. No. You can't blame. You can't blame Paul for that one. That was.
No, you
There was
can't. But Paul
no.
doesn't. Paul didn't
I
step on the
can't. You
brake.
can't. Yeah, no. There's no reason for him to be braking in that instance. Garrett shouldn't have hit the apron as the leader. That was.
That was Garrett's fault. That's
That was
all
that was
Garrett's fault.
impressive. I
But first, Blake spun out, and you said it was a big
yeah.
mistake.
Blake spun out. Yeah. Blake ended up being lucky there because he wasn't part of that pileup.
Yes, I told you.
That took out a lot of the field. The only no. The first guy out of that wreck looks to be Christian Visconti.
No.
I want to say pretty much the top 4 are the only ones who are clean. As Mulder peels into pit road, so does Jack Leslie.
He hit the cone.
Yeah, Leslie takes out the cone there. So Oxidine and Sharp stay out. They both evaded damage from that incident. And now Anthony Sharps is leading.
But guess who's in third place?
Ethan
Our good
Harrison.
friend,
Yeah, he avoided that wreck,
Ethan
folks.
Harrison.
The driver of the 77.
Yes.
An early mistake led to him going to the back using that fast repair. Ethan has turned it around here. He is back up into P3. I know Ethan's always got some fans in the chat. Y'all think that the 77 is going to pull out the win here? I mean, it is lap 77. Let's discuss it here. If you think Ethan's going to pull out the win, make sure you keep cheering him on in that YouTube chat. I know he sees it every week, and he's always very happy to see the fans he has. Of course, I've always considered Henry to be the most popular driver of GGR, but Ethan definitely gives him a run for his money, and both of them being teammates on Outlaw Racing. I mean, Henry, you've got nothing but nice things to say about your teammate here, right?
Yes, Ethan is he's an awesome driver. Like I love racing him. He's good. I love what he does with GGR. Like I gotta admit, he does a lot of stuff. So but overall in iRacing, he's a good driver. Love racing with him. He always races clean. So
Yeah, it's always part of his mantra there, so, I mean, great for Ethan there. Line up P3. Looks like Visconti, he was part of that incident. He'll come out P4. That's another Outlaw Racing guy. That Limeade Media 80. Limeade Media, they've sponsored a couple races here in the GGR season. Fairly good media company. Of course, they sponsor Work TV and Work in general, so always glad to have Limeade Media supporting the iRacing League stuff here. And their flagship driver right now is pretty much Christian Visconti. He's been running their cars and everything, so I love having the. You always know what that Limeade car is. It's always some shade of green with some mix of black and white. It's usually easy to pinpoint on the track, and so far most of their schemes I've seen pretty good looking cars. So looks like Visconti's going to pull down in a pit road, unfortunately, but he's had himself a pretty solid run tonight, so I wouldn't be too ashamed if I was him. Possibly just
yeah,
going
he
to the
just
back
needs to be
to.
a little careful now.
Yeah, obviously most of these guys do as the field doubles up, and let's see here. So we have Anthony Sharps first, Aiden Oxidine second, Ethan Harrison third, Mason Suit P4, Jaden Carter fifth. That is a very wish-washy top five here. I think that's the right term. Something like that. Um, something I don't know. Pretty mixed up top five is what I'm trying to say. And man, Jaden Carter up there in P5.
Wow, that's an interesting top five.
Yeah,
That's a very
I
interesting
don't think I've
top
seen much of
five.
Carter this season. I don't even know how many starts
I
he's
don't
made to
know.
be honest. I
I
know he's made a
haven't
couple, but
I haven't seen a lot of Mason Suit up there either, but surprisingly top five.
yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
These guys all having great runs here. Pace truck pulls off. Anthony Sharps for the first time will control the restart here. He'll
And he
fire
gets
off.
a jump.
Oh, so does Josh Patterson. Patterson
He
just
makes it
booted Mason
green
Suit up the
wide.
track. Josh, wow, he literally just did the Bristol move to Mason's suit there, moved him up the track. Ethan Harrison's being side drafted hard for P2 here by Aiden Oxidine. Oxidine will slot in line behind Harrison. Will Oxidine try to make the move to the
Oh,
inside? He does. Harrison has to
almost
jump up top.
contact there.
Yeah, aggressive moves from Oxidine there. As Harrison will now pull back in line. Behind Oxidine gets the
Oh, he
apron into the inside wall.
he's stuck into that
That's a playoff
inside
contender
wall.
here.
Oh, and a yellow. Oh, there's another
Yeah,
car.
Jack Leslie.
Oh, with Ryan
Maybe
King.
Ryan came. I'm not too sure. Obviously, the Oxidine was not the cause of that caution. Um, let's see
Let's
here.
see.
Paul Granada and Jack Leslie. Oh, Ryan King was in the wall. So Leslie goes to cross over Granada, makes contact with Granada. And so obviously the wreck happened here on the back straightaway, so we'll see what happens. Maybe. Oh, no, Leslie
Oh,
got the apron, saved it.
nope.
Ryan King plows into him.
He
And
doesn't
around goes
believe in brakes
Leslie.
either. So
So that one I'd call on Ryan Came. That
that's the
definitely.
Ryan King moment.
So the reason, if you're wondering at home why Aiden Oxidine wouldn't be the cause of the caution, despite him being the first car to spin there, Oxidine was off the racing surface, and the caution would not have flown for Oxidine. The reason that caution flew was because Ryan Came did not check up for Jack Leslie, who made an impressive save on the apron, but that's twice tonight we've seen guys get the apron, and apparently the people behind him don't. They want to
No,
use them as
that's
targets.
not twice. No, that's not twice. Sorry, that is 5 times
Well, that's five
actually.
times that we've seen somebody at the apron. That's twice that we've seen the person on the apron save it and then become a target
Yeah,
for the
that big
caution
wreck.
here. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's not. Oh, there goes Jack. Oh, I thought he was going to run into Anthony.
Yeah, that's an interesting situation there. Oh.
Oh,
Um.
oh, I think he hit Ryan King.
Um.
Uh,
Um.
let's take a replay on this. Let's look at the replay.
He was.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes,
oh.
his right
So
side is up.
he self spins. He's got some steering damage, and then
Yes. You see his wheels all the way to the right.
I don't know. He
What
almost gets into Paul Granada there. Almost gets into Ryan Came again. Yeah, he's got some damage there. He's gonna have to hit pit road. He's a little skewed out there. Um, so Jack Leslie will be unfortunately a lap down, and I can't imagine the driver of the 37 is too happy with Ryan Came after that incident.
How many drivers are left into this field actually?
Let's take a look here. So there's 12 drivers left on the lead lap. We've actually whittled down about half the field, it seems. Nick Pena is 15 laps down here on track. Aiden Oxidine is 3 laps down after that incident. Jack Leslie
Spinning in the
is
back.
is still trying to get to pit road. Um, um, let's see
Well,
here if
let's
he
see.
can make it. He's not pitting.
Oh man, this is the biggest mistake. He's going to cause a caution. He's going to cause a
You
caution.
can see the car is wobbling on the straightaway here.
It looks like he has a broken shock on the right side, so it's hitting the ground. It's just the wheels just going up.
Yeah, I don't even know what's happening here. Oh, Aiden Oxidine has
Oh,
stopped on the bottom of the track. There's Leslie.
I think somebody should tell Leslie.
Pace car lights are out. We're going
Wait.
green this time.
Oh no. Oh no. Let's see. Let's see if a caution comes out.
Yeah, Anthony Sharps is leading us to the green here with a very aggressive Josh Patterson behind him. The field stacks up a little bit. Let's see.
Jack
Jack
doesn't go.
Leslie. Yeah, he's on the apron.
He's
He's
wheeling it.
triking it here.
He's three-wheeling it, actually.
Yeah, back up front, Patterson single files out into second place here. Harrison into third. Carter into fourth. Visconti looks like he dropped a couple positions momentarily. Leslie is still trying to figure this thing out. Oh, there
here comes the caution.
Yep.
Here comes the caution. Oh, where's the caution at?
Maybe the field is coming, so he was able to reset back to pit road. And that'll probably end the adventures of Jack Leslie here at
He had an okay start to his GGR performance today.
Yeah, a little got some TV time for the sponsors here. So as a single file line, that's a very tight line right now, and we'll see Anthony Sharps.
Josh Patterson's going on the inside.
Anthony Sharps did not want to play defense there.
But
I don't think Sharps realizes
Harris.
Yeah, I don't think Sharps realizes how he has to race Josh Patterson. Luckily, a guy I know who does, Ethan Harrison, that's 77. He knows he has to arc the corner. He has to be careful though with Jaden Carter to see what kind of a move Carter makes.
And he has to be careful with that apron.
Yeah, we'll see.
Careful with that apron.
I think Ethan is smart enough to be one of the guys to know how to make a move on Patterson here. As Patterson tries to go up the track to get a corner here. Ethan Harrison, a lot better corner here. He exits a little bit higher. Patterson playing the defense line here for the lead.
But Josh Patterson had a little bit of better exit than Ethan Harris.
Yeah, Ethan, the problem that Ethan is facing here is he has to arc his corners to get to Patterson's inside. The issue he has is that Jaden Carter, obviously, well, he's going to try to go to the inside of Harrison, and so that's kind of Harrison's issue here is Patterson really playing defense here. They are a single file train. This looks like a kindergarten classroom heading out to recess here, folks. Coming off of turn 4. I mean, these guys are in a line.
This is some awesome battling right now. It doesn't seem like it, folks.
Sharps jumps to the top side here. Carter tried to go to the inside of Harrison there. Couldn't quite complete it. Here comes Harrison. He's almost to the inside of Patterson.
And that our good friend Jay Mulder?
Yeah, Jay Mulder's working the top side here on Jaden Carter. Oh, Carter gets the apron.
Paul Grant is flying.
Granada. Sharps is taking a ride here. And I believe that'll end Paul Granada's night. As that's
Wow.
the second time Paul Granada's flown. Oh, he finishes off Jaden Carter. The 04 shows no remorse here, just
He's
trying
angry,
to
folks.
get to
He's
pit road.
angry.
I can't blame Paul. That's got to end his
Hey,
night here.
that's another apron,
Yeah,
folks.
Carter was entering the corner on the apron, it seemed. I mean, there was nowhere Granada could
Yeah,
go.
no, Paul couldn't go anywhere, and Paul just did a corkscrew.
I mean, yeah, Mason's suit went up and over.
Anthony is
Several big contenders
Anthony was
there.
dancing in the air. Well, oh, and
And there's
then
Granada.
Paul Granada just
Yeah,
finished.
I think we're gonna go take a Henry Cam look here at Paul Granada after he did some running into of the 7 car here. Let's get a look here, Henry. Run me through how he's getting back to pit road here.
Well, he's, I guess he's just angry, so he just runs into Jaden Carter. So,
Oh man, he avoids Mason's suit.
mm,
He avoids Mason's
yes,
suit.
he avoids Mason, but he doesn't avoid Jaden Carter.
Well, I mean, unless he somehow got out of that first wreck without using his fast repair here.
No, he had it. Oh, why is Paul? I
Paul
see a
stayed out.
damaged car in
Nick
his.
Pena's damaged too. Look at that right front
Yes,
wing.
but not like Paul Granada. Not like Paul
Uh,
Granada. Well,
Paul is
Paul Granada stayed out, folks.
Paul is
He is
testing
stayed out.
the
He
new
is going for the win.
Paul is testing the new GGR IndyCar Aero model that they're testing out for next season. He's decided to throw it on
Oh
early.
no, no,
Oh, there
no,
we go. I
no.
was gonna say.
Oh, he almost cut
I don't
Nick off.
remember Ethan Harrison sending us the new rule package and forgetting to put the front wing on it. Because Granada he's warming up the tires in pit lane. He's definitely an entertaining character.
And he got some TV time.
Yeah, he Nova Sim Racing.
Well,
That's it right there. I mean, Nova Sim Racing,
yeah.
Dunk Pools, Circle B Diecast, all on that car, and he's pulling it in pit road. I don't think he has the fast repair. I'm almost positive he used it when he flipped the first time. So
Almost. Oh,
yeah,
there goes
he
Mason.
definitely doesn't have a fast repair. So the 04, his night's probably over.
Yeah. But
Um,
the front two is Josh
yeah,
Patterson.
Jaden Carter's night.
And
Carter's night is over as well.
yes,
He doesn't have a
Workman
fast
is
repair left.
over.
Looks like Anthony Sharps, that's another playoff contender. His night's over as well. Aiden Oxenine
And he
is
was
on
having a good
track.
race.
Yeah,
And he was having a good
he
race,
really
man.
was. Yeah,
And
Granada
Paul's
has retired from
man.
the session, so that leaves 9 drivers on the lead lap here. And that'll go back to Mason Suit, who is going to the rear for some reason, possibly a pit road penalty of sorts. Christian Visconti is dropping down there.
Coming
So we
in
have
for the
9. We have
tire.
9 drivers left here, and it almost. I mean, we started with 20. Of course, there are more than 9 drivers in a way. Sharps and Carter are still here, despite being laps down. I'm pretty sure they're done for the night. Aiden Oxidine is 2 laps down, so he's got himself a top 10 right now. And if he can get a couple more yellows, which obviously, apparently they can come quickly.
Coming green this time by.
Yeah.
Let's see if Josh will fake the field out again.
Yeah, he was really not wanting to get on the gas last time around. 45 laps to go, 9 yellows here. 36 laps ran under yellow, 8 lead changes, and let's see here. Pace truck pulls off. Patterson fires off quickly here. That catches Mulder and Harrison sleeping. Great start here by Garrett White. Brennan Carroll back here did not fire off very quickly. As, yeah, back
Josh
here.
Patterson pulls away.
We'll see how aggressive some of these guys are.
Oh, Ethan cut off Jay Mulder.
Yeah, Mulder is in a tight gap right now. That's not the first time I've seen him try to put his car in somewhere where it doesn't really fit. Oh,
whoa.
Harrison
I
gets.
think that was netcode, actually.
I don't. Netcode, or maybe he got tighter. Something. It looked almost like he pulled up himself.
Or he's just pulling up to get behind.
I think Harrison was probably just trying to drop behind Garrett White here, as White a very good driver himself. Probably a very good challenge here for Patterson. And look, it's already starting. Patterson forces White to the apron. White is inside of Patterson's rear wing here. He gets to the inside. What a move. He moves Patterson off the
Oh,
track.
he
Patterson goes
turns
around.
Patterson
Patterson's
around.
around.
Wow. I think. Oh, Patterson has. Oh, he has
He
wheel damage. He
has
hit.
damage. I saw it coming.
Wow. He has bad damage.
Garrett was there. Garrett was for sure there. I mean, watch here. Coming off the corner. Watch the run White had. He went to the inside,
Yeah.
and
Look at
Patterson
that.
forced him down there. Garrett White, he got back up on the track, and
Yeah, just basically
yeah,
just
got with
turn
Patterson,
Josh
and
around.
Patterson didn't hit anything, but that little bit of
Yeah,
contact will do it for him. And
yeah. Did he use his fast repair in that early wreck?
no, oh my goodness, I think you're right, Henry. Patterson is down a fast repair.
Let's see. Let's see. He's
I
coming to pit road right now, and let's see if he still has that fast repair, folks. He still has a chance. If he doesn't, he's probably done for the night, and
and
that will actually.
that flips this
That,
whole race upside down. I mean, that's Josh Patterson. That's your regular season champ. That's the guy. That's the championship favorite. I
that
mean,
means Ethan Workman is not out
yeah.
yet.
I mean, Workman is he's losing some points to Patterson, but
No,
he's
he has the fast
all
repair.
right. Well,
I just
I
seen it.
see it.
Well,
Yeah. All right. Well, the intensity is a little unmatched here, so Patterson will be fine for now. I can't imagine the 26 is making too many friends out there, but I don't see that as
that's
Garrett
his
White's
former
fault
teammate.
personally. I White was there, and
Josh just
that I
forced
mean
him down.
that's part of the racing here. Obviously, the
Yeah,
passing lane is the bottom here, as we've seen. So the
the
big
top
thing,
won't come in.
yeah, the big thing for these guys is you have to get to the bottom, and you have a really aggressive guy like Garrett White. He's gonna make that move, and Patterson wasn't gonna give him the lane. I mean, honestly, that's just racing, and those are probably the two most aggressive drivers you'll find in this field are Josh Patterson and Garrett White, aside from maybe Paul Granada. I mean, a lot of Nova Sim Racing's drivers are always known to be aggressive, and I know Garrett White, he's a former Nova driver, but I mean, that's something I expected. I expected Garrett to try to make that move there, and looks like they're gonna call that incident on Garrett White as maybe, or is Jay Mulder just passing Garrett White? I'm not sure here. Garrett White's pulled to the apron.
I think he
Oh
has a
yeah, Ryan
one.
Kame is following him down.
He's coming to pit road.
Yeah, perhaps maybe to assess the damage. I'm not really sure if they've assessed the penalty here.
Oh, what is Ryan Kane doing?
Um,
That's a penalty for Ryan Kane because he passed.
unless Garrett White got the end of line penalty there. Yeah, I believe I don't know. They'll come down pit road though. 1 to green here. And 105 laps into this 142 lap race, and this one should finish quickly. It's becoming a war of attrition. We've lost quite a few drivers here in the field. Unfortunately, some guys who've been up towards the front this race, such as Paul Granada, Ethan Workman, obviously he's a very talented driver here. He was out early, so a couple of those names that are out. But Jay Moeller will lead us to the green here. We mentioned he won at Texas. He had the points lead for a little bit till he came in here and substitute broadcasted for us a couple weeks. So we'll see what happens here with Mulder as the green flag flies. Ethan Harrison will duck in line P2, and you see that black car just like I do. That O2
Yep.
is he's going back to the front here.
He's come. He's going to the front with a mission right now. He has to get past Mason. I think he might just wreck Mason to get to the
Honestly,
front.
I want to see how aggressive Patterson is when he's obviously an angry race car driver. Hit or miss is either really good or they become really bad. Josh is one of those angry race car drivers that generally becomes really good, and so I'm excited to see what happens here. As Ethan
And
Harrison goes
kind
to
of
the inside of Jay
sketchy.
Mulder, this is for the lead here, folks. 77-51 side by side as we enter turn one.
Ethan Harris is back in front.
And Jay Moeller, he's going to get trained here. Patterson goes to the top side. He's going to try to arc his corner in here. That he will.
Yeah.
And now it's down to what will happen here is Mason Suit. We
3
saw him take a
wide.
very defensive lane as Mulder backs it off there. We'll see. Does Patterson go to the inside of Suit? Oh, Suit just
he
pulls
moved
over
Mason.
for him. Suit.
No, he moved Mason.
I
That
mean,
was a
yeah,
net move.
Mason
Because
Suit
he
now
just
slots
shoved
back in
up.
line behind Patterson. A
Oh,
little bit of contact.
Mason's not happy with that move Josh Patterson made on him. But I don't know. You're between two Novosin racers, man.
Yeah, that's rough as Patterson tries to arc his corner. How will Ethan Harrison defend this one? Harrison pulls to the yellow line. Patterson going up and down now. Patterson trying to arc his corner. Harrison has to do all he can to hold that inside line, and it's going to be tough from Patterson. Patterson hits the apron.
He touched the apron just a bit to, just to get a little bit loose. Now Jay Mulder's right on Josh Patterson. Jay goes up high.
Yeah, Harrison is doing a really good job at playing defense here. Josh Patterson and Jay Mulder, I mean, they very well could be on their way to a podium finish here. Of course, the two Nova Sim Racing teammates, they're looking to win here. And Patterson's actually looking to the top side here on Harrison.
Side by side. He has
He has a
his teammate
run.
behind. Oh, no, his
He
teammate
did until Mulder kind of
pushes
moved him
him.
up the track a little bit, but Patterson actually has something going here on the top side. Side by side for the lead here at Iowa Speedway. 113 laps into this thing. Harrison trying to hold on to the bottom. Josh Patterson, the only guy we've seen, and I honestly shouldn't come as a surprise that he's the one we're seeing work the outside line. But Patterson, I think he can make it work, to be honest. He just needs help. And Jay Mulder, his teammate, is running behind Ethan Harrison, is
Oh,
probably
but
not
he got
helping.
Mason. Oh, he's
Here
blocked.
comes Mulder. Mulder to the top side to help
Here comes.
Patterson.
I just saw Blake.
Kennedy.
Blake is back
Kennedy
up.
needs to try to get up there, use this draft, and try to help his teammate Ethan Harrison here. Side by side for the lead, Harrison and Patterson, two of the best in the league right here, folks. You probably won't see much better racing here than what we're going to see here from these two guys and some of the guys surrounding here with Jay Mulder and Blake Kennedy in tow. Man, Patterson, he is working that outside line. He just can't quite get enough to clear Harrison. I feel like he's getting there. He's piecing it together, but he's not getting it. It's like paper mache. You know, he's missing that one little piece to finish his paper mache artwork here. He finally dives to the inside line. 3 wide here for the lead.
I think Josh is trying to scare Ethan a little bit because you see how he's going from the bottom to the top to bottom.
Really
I
trying
think
to fake him out
to
here.
fake him out. Yeah, fake him out.
It's not working so far. Harrison is playing some of the best defense we've seen from him all season as he's looking to get his big win here to open off the playoffs. I mean, this will be huge for his momentum. Of course, he's still got about, what is that, 24 laps left in this thing? It's going to be a barn burner
23.
here.
23 laps to go in this race.
24, you're forgetting we're on lap 119.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see it. It was kind of blurry.
It's all right. We got it. Patterson to
but
the inside once again.
Let's see if this actually goes to the end. I actually want to see this battle go to the end.
Yes, Suit and Kennedy have kind of fallen off the leaders a little bit here, and honestly, Mulder's kind of falling off a little bit too. I'm not sure if that's down to the tire wear or what, but Patterson riding the rear wing of Ethan Harrison now as he jumps to the outside, looks to go back down to arc his corner here.
Yeah, I think
Oh, Harrison got the apron!
Oh!
Ethan Harrison, a crucial driver mistake from the 77.
But Ethan is going to try to make
he's still side by side with Patterson still. Come
Yeah,
on, Ethan. Let's see
go.
what he can bring to the table here in the 77. He's going to arc his corner back down. Can he get to the inside of Patterson? He's going to hang on his right rear here. He's got Mulder helping. Mulder all the way to the wall here, trying to arc his corner better. Harrison doesn't quite get the exit of the corner.
Jay Mulder got Ethan Harris on this corner.
Harrison just couldn't get the center of the corner that he needed there. And that crucial mistake of hitting the apron is going to pay major dividends here, as now Jay Mulder is moving himself up in a second place here.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh, Mulder messes up his exit.
No, I think Jay Mulder is blocking for Josh Patterson. Josh Patterson can win this race.
The key here, though, is they're both playoff drivers. So, I mean, I don't know,
I,
man. They're
I
both
don't
playoff
know.
drivers. I see this happening some way, and I don't know. Will Jay have his head in the right place? Will he
I
help his
don't know.
teammate? Will he be
Let's
aggressive
see.
for the win? The laps are winding down here, and they are quick lap times here,
19 to
folks.
go.
19-second lap times as well, so that's fitting we talk about the lap times.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. Does Blake Kennedy have anything left in the tank though to
Yeah,
try to
he's
catch up to
he's
this
lost
pack
quite a bit of
here?
ground to these guys, so Mason Sue caught back up. Ethan Harrison's pulling down a pit road.
I think he's running out of gas.
Harrison hasn't pit for 50 laps. Neither has Jay Mulder. Aiden Oxidine peels into pit road. Can they not make it on fuel here?
I don't know.
Jay
I don't
Mulder's going to
know.
the bottom. He's diving into pit
Oh,
road.
he's going to pits too.
Mulder to pit road. Looks
I
like
think
Mason
Josh
Suit stays it
Patterson
out.
has this.
Christian Visconti, he's back here in
Ryan
fifth.
game.
I'm not sure what's happening here. Suit and Kennedy are still out there.
Josh
Um,
Patterson is still out there too.
I don't know what the fuel run is here, but apparently 50 laps is not enough to make it, as Patterson now has a sizable lead of 2 seconds over Mason Suit, and Blake Kennedy right now is third on the podium.
Do you think Josh has enough to try to make it to the end here?
Well, so as I just mentioned, we saw Harrison and Mulder pull into pit road. They had 50 laps on their fuel. Patterson has 27 as he crosses the line here. So he
Yeah,
definitely has enough to make it.
he has enough because remember it was a yellow and he had to go get his fast repair and
Yeah.
that's where he took gas.
That is a crucial mistake on the parts of Jay Mulder and Ethan Harrison, I think, for them to not have enough fuel to make it to the end here. As Blake Kennedy is going really slow, is Kennedy in save mode? He's got 35 laps on his fuel here.
I don't know. Remember it's GGR. Anything could happen. Somebody could literally hit the apron, spin out, and cause a yellow and stack this whole field back up. I mean,
Yeah,
stack the
exactly.
laps,
Harrison is 2
whatever.
laps down, but he's gaining rapidly on Patterson. I don't know if Patterson's saving. It looks like Mason Suit is possibly saving. He's dropped about 2 seconds here to Patterson. And
Is
this is going
that
to be a fuel run to the
Anthony?
finish.
Is that Anthony in front of
Yeah, it's
Mason?
Anthony Sharps. He actually got back out on track. He's actually ahead of Aiden Oxidine here on the leaderboard, running P10. So Patterson, I don't believe he's having to save fuel here,
Yeah.
as the laps wind down. Patterson may be cruising to the win here. Mason Suit and Blake Kennedy are in heavy fuel save mode here. Christian Visconti, he is hard charging here. He's up in a P3 now in that 80 car, and so is Ryan Kame. I think these two have enough fuel to make it. Looks like Brendan Carroll, he's on that same strategy as Kennedy and Suit, so we'll see if he's saving as well.
I mean, you can't always say he's going to cruise to the win. Josh Patterson's
Well,
going to
no,
cruise to
I
the
didn't mean
win.
cruise to the win. I just meant he's cruising here, as he's actually gaining a lot of time on Mason Suit. Suit pulls to the top side here, and Suit is down a lot. I think Ryan Kame and Christian Visconti have pulled a great strategy out here. I don't think they have enough time to get to Patterson, or if Patterson will even run out of fuel, but we'll see here. It looks like Mason Suit is putting the gas pedal back down again. Blake Kennedy is moseying his way around the bottom of the track here.
He's saving. He's trying to save for that one caution if that caution comes out.
Yeah, and right now Visconti, he's stuck in lap traffic, so the chances of him catching Patterson are probably very slim. It's gonna take a caution here, as Josh Patterson got wrecked by Garrett A. White, and it ended up being a blessing in disguise, it appears, as Patterson has definitely enough to make it to the end here in that 0-2 and claim his third win of the season. And that's what Ethan Workman knew. He knew that his big issue in this race is going to cost him a lot on Josh Patterson. Everyone knows that the 0-2, that's the guy they have to worry about. As Blake Kennedy very slow in front of Josh Patterson. And so is Brendan Carroll, as Kennedy just trying to save fuel goes a lap down, as does Carroll. Looks like Nick Pena and Ethan Harrison slow in front of Patterson as well. I don't think they have enough in him to make this race interesting, as Ryan
3 laps to go.
Kame has moved into P3 on the boards here. Could be a career best finish for the driver of the 21. 2 laps this time by a caution. The only thing that might be able to save anybody from seeing another Josh Patterson victory so far this season. He won the regular season championship. He's led arguably, I believe, most of the season, let alone the most laps here today. Coming through 3 and 4.
2 laps to go now.
No, white flag this time by.
Yes, white flag this time.
Nothing will stop Josh Patterson from winning this race unless he makes a mistake of his own. As an interesting field run here, Patterson doing a little bit of the F1 celebration, swerving down the straightaway here. Coming off of turn 4, Josh Patterson for the 3rd time this season will visit victory lane here in the GGR Oregon Diecast IndyCar Series. Coming off of turn 4, Christian Visconti will take P2, and Ryan Kane, career best finish, will round out the podium here in P3.
Wow, what a race. I told you Josh Patterson was going to win this race. It
That
all
was
came
that
down
was
to
Henry's big pick to win back when Josh was starting outside the top 10. Interesting fuel strategy run to the finish there. As man, let's go over our results real quick here, Henry. As Patterson will burn it down in the background. Josh Patterson takes home the big win. Christian Visconti takes P2. Ryan Kame rounds out the podium in P3. Mason Suit, the last car on the lead lap, managed to save enough fuel to make it. He finishes P4. Brendan Carroll in his debut race here in GGR, I've brought him up a couple of times. He takes home P5. Blake Kennedy 6th, Mulder 7th, Garrett White 8th, Harrison 9th, Sharps 10th, a decent string of playoff drivers there. Aiden Oxidine 11th, Nick Pena 12th, Granada 13th, Jaden Carter 14th, Jack Leslie 15th. Henry, you want to finish out the field for me?
Brady Cox came in 16th. Brian Root came in 17th. Ethan Workman, poor Ethan Workman had a bad race. He came in 8th, 18th.
Dimitri Munoz.
Sorry. Moondros came in 19th, and
Aaron
Giffen. Oh,
it's
Aaron
alright.
Giffen came 20th. He rounds up the whole field.
Yeah, Henry has an interesting time with the names, folks. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back here on Work TV with post-race interviews, folks. The field is rolling on the back straightaway.
Get ready. This is going to be tight. Out of turn 4, ladies and gentlemen. The All-American 400 is underway.
Gotta be careful. The bumps here can get you every time. Entering the corner, exiting the corner. Hello everybody and welcome back here to Work TV for post-race interviews here in the GGR Oregon Diecast IndyCar Series. Make sure you go check out Oregon Diecast on Instagram at Oregon Diecast. And tonight's event, Coordinators 150 here, GGR Night in America at Iowa Speedway. Sure was a thrilling finish with all that fuel saving going on and a lot of mix-ups here and there. But ultimately, Josh Patterson, of course, 68 laps led tonight, came home your winner. We're going to bring him in here now for post-race interviews. Let's see if we can drag him up here in a moment. Josh, you're in the Work TV booth, buddy. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, man, I got you.
All right. Well, man, I don't even know where to begin. I guess we got to start off with the fact that you were involved in 2 wrecks earlier, and obviously one of them sort of a racing incident. That was the second one I consider more of a racing incident. Very aggressive blocking, very aggressive attacking from you and Garrett White ultimately led to you getting the bad end of the stick there. Um, Other than that, that first wreck that you were involved in, if I remember right, you were involved in it, wasn't even really your fault. We didn't think you had a fast repair left. How did you manage to save that fast repair from that first incident and continue on to run the rest of this race here?
Well, first off, woo! I'm so freaking hype right now. But yeah, the first wreck, I had the save of a lifetime to keep it off the wall. I only had 5 seconds of damage. I think the entire Discord thought I was done, and I thought I was gonna be done too. But I was able to sort of spin it away from the wall and miss everybody somehow, which ultimately saved my race. And I don't know, I was really surprised about that. And then the second wreck, I don't know what the heck Garrett was doing. He like went under the apron, which wasn't allowed. So I obviously wasn't gonna let him up. And then so he just came into the corner and dumped me, which I don't really understand, but whatever. It ended up being the thing that allowed me to win the race, since I know I came into pits later than everyone else because I had to, take the fast repair, and I only had 2 laps left of fuel. I literally burned the car out until it ran out of fuel. So yeah, one heck of a fuel strategy race, and I didn't think I was gonna make it. I Blake told me that the laps were, or the estimated fuel was going down about 1.5 laps a lap instead of one, and I thought I was gonna be good, like looking like 8 laps to the good. And I realized it wasn't going to be enough. And then Ethan got in front of me without realizing that I was actually looking at him to save my race. And yeah, I told him with like one to go. I was like, man, I don't think I would have made it if I wasn't behind him. But oh my goodness, the emotions. I never thought I'd be this happy winning a GGR race. But yeah, this should extend the points lead quite a bit. And I don't know where the other chasers finished, but yeah, led the most laps and won the race. So that should be a pretty big buff. Might be a good 20 points ahead. So yeah, really, really good points day, and I'm really happy with how the race went. Couldn't be happier right now.
Yeah, well, Henry, I think he's on a bathroom break here. He had a long time here in the booth. He's not used to doing this broadcasting thing. He doesn't know how to, go to the bathroom before it all. So, uh, unfortunately, Henry's not here to ask you a question. Maybe we can talk long enough, drag him out here. But yeah, I mean, you started 16th, and I've noticed this trend of you not qualifying for these races here, and you just somehow always end up finding yourself up front. I mean, is that a big confidence boost for you? The past few weeks now, you haven't put down a qualifying time. You go out there and you finish top five every week.
I just find it fun, and I think something that really benefits me compared to others is starting at the back like that. It gives you sort of time in, early in the race. You get to save the tires, not battling for anything. You get to sort of work around the cars, find ways to pass people that, like, let's say Ethan started pole today. He didn't pass anybody until I passed him for the lead. So, like, he didn't have the chance to actually, like, figure out how to pass people and sort of, like, be in the scenario to like get himself back up front once he lost the lead. And that really is, beneficial from starting at the back. And I just find it fun. My nickname was always Bullet Bill, last to first, and yeah, I just like sort of showing that off and showing that I can do that week to week. So yeah, I think definitely helped me today, but honestly, it was more luck than anything else that put me up front today. I mean, if it wasn't for me getting wrecked, I wouldn't have pit there, and it would have changed the course of the race. So I don't know if I would have won. I felt like we were the most dominant car. I mean, I led the most laps, so I feel like I deserve this win. But I obviously, without that wreck coming with like 30 to go, I don't think it would have been the same outcome. I mean, I'm not sure though. So you know, whatever ifs, buts. It doesn't really matter. We still got the dub today, and yeah, that's about it.
All right, Josh. Well, before I let you go, buddy, do you have anybody you want to thank tonight?
Oh, you know it. I got to thank everybody at Nova Sim Racing, Paul Granada, Jay Moeller, both for racing tonight and being a little bit of help. I got to thank, let's see, Dynamo Designs, big rebrand of the design company. Uh, Paint scheme starting at $5. Go to them for any iRacing paint scheme help. Belfort Property Restoration, NTN, Endurance Distributions, Vulture Racing Engines, Work TV Broadcasting, and Work League itself. Dunk Pools, the NASCAR Hotspot, Circle B Diecast, Patriot Clutches, the Keystone Corner, EVC Automotive, the coveted Henry Cam, Twitch TV slash iRacer95. I gotta thank you for broadcasting this thing every week. I gotta thank Henry for being the absolute Chad of a person he is and providing us with new memes every day, being such a fun person to be around. I gotta thank Ethan for running the league, and I gotta thank everybody for coming out tonight to give me a fun race and a good night of racing.
All right, folks, that is Josh Patterson. Another big GGR win here tonight. Thank you, Josh, for coming out here week in and week out, and congratulations to you on extending that championship lead of yours.
Thank you, Bryson. See you next week.
All right, guys, that was Josh Patterson. Unfortunately, Henry wasn't here to give him an interview question. Hopefully, Henry comes back at some point. Long bathroom break for Henry. He's not used to this whole broadcasting thing. I don't believe we're gonna get anything out of Christian Visconti. Let me just double check real quick here. If not, we'll move to P3. Let's see here. Christian Visconti's left us a written message here. He wasn't actually here for his interview. He said on his behalf, he thanks nobody except for his cat, Miss Kidder, who was on the box for giving him enough fuel. He also thanks the 16 for apparently not knowing how to restart, so a little bit feisty words out there. Those are not my words, those are Christian Visconti's. So we're going to drag in P3 here. First time we've had him in the interview booth, Ryan came. Ryan, you're in the Work TV booth, buddy. Do you have a copy? Ryan came. Ryan. Give him a second here. Ryan came. You're in the Work TV booth, buddy. Do you have a copy? Okay, give us a second here, folks. We're going to try to contact Ryan came here. We're gonna bring in P5 real quick. He's here in the waiting room. He had his first career start. We'll go ahead and give him an interview here. Brennan Carroll, GGR debut here today. He takes home a top 5 finish. Brennan, you have a copy, buddy?
I got a copy.
All right. Well, didn't honestly expect to be interviewing you here tonight. Unfortunately, I don't know what's going on with the rest of the podium, so got to get somebody else up here. And so. All right, well, Brennan, obviously there's a little bit of a quiet race for you. You started 14th here tonight. What was it about just avoiding the wrecks and getting up into the top 5 in order to survive and take home a top 5 finish here?
Yeah, I was honestly not expecting to come home with the top 5 today. I was hoping for at least top 10, but a top 5, it wasn't really my expectations, and but I survived. I didn't use my faster pair the entire race, so I guess got to prepare for Nashville. I think that's the next race, and hopefully I can back up this finish with another good finish.
Yeah, for sure. Next week is sure to be a very interesting race, as you mentioned. Next week's track, that is indeed Nashville, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Nashville. We are for
Yes.
sure going to Nashville. We're taking the week off next week. Good little Thanksgiving break there,
Yeah,
so you
sure.
guys can get a nice break there. But yeah, Nashville. I mean, what are your thoughts on Nashville? It's a track that I think takes a little more talent.
Yeah, definitely takes a little bit more talent than a lot of other tracks, but I think it should be a good. I think it should be a good race if we have the right setup and everything, and I'm gonna definitely practice. I didn't practice for this race.
Well, hopefully, you'll have 2 weeks here to get something set up here, and hopefully you can do it, get it done at Nashville. It sounds like Henry might be back. I think I just heard him. We'll see if he's back here. Maybe he has a question for you. Henry, are you back?
And
Henry had a long bathroom
I'm
break,
gonna
so
give a shout out to my teammate Aiden Oxidine. Me and him just started. Well, he just joined my team this week, and hopefully he can rebound next week and get some good points.
yeah, for sure. Henry, are you back?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. Well, we got Brendan Carroll up here in the booth. Remember, we were talking about him making his first ever GGR start tonight. You got any questions for Brendan about his top 5 tonight?
Nah, I just, nah, not really. I got no questions. I really liked your driving tonight. You survived tonight. Impressed me a lot, actually.
Yeah, restarts were a bit iffy for me, but once once somebody gave me some tips, I was fine.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Always remember, listen to those tips. It will actually help you.
All right. Well, great to talk to you here, Brendan Carroll, and hopefully we'll see you at Nashville. Congratulations on the top 5 here in your GGR debut.
Thank you. Have
All
a
right.
good night.
All right, folks. That was Brendan Carroll. We're going to talk to a playoff driver here who had some struggles here, Aiden Oxidine. Aiden, you're in the Work TV booth, buddy. Do you have a copy?
Yeah.
Well, it was a rough night for you. I actually just missed it because I didn't see where you finished. You finished P11 here tonight. You were up front early in the race. Unfortunately, had some issues there that led to you going a couple laps down. Is there anything that you felt you could have done differently that may have helped you lead to a little bit of a better playoff push here?
I think if maybe I didn't hit the apron like an idiot, maybe I would have had a better chance. I think if it weren't for that, I would have finished second. I think I was second on track, so that
Yeah,
was
something like that.
certainly a shame.
Yeah.
All right, Henry, you got a question for Aiden?
No, I got no questions.
All right. Well, Aiden, before we let you go, rough night for you. How do you think you'll rebound heading into Nashville in 2 weeks?
Probably just get a bit of practice in, hope and pray that there isn't idiots out on track like there were today.
All right. Well, congratulations, Aiden. Sounds like Brendan Carroll already mentioned you guys are teammates, so congratulations on finding yourself a teammate here in GGR. Hopefully, you guys can work together here in the future of the league, and we'll see you around, Aiden.
See you around.
All right, folks. Now we've bought ourselves enough time. We can interview P3 Ryan Kame. Ryan, do you have a copy this time?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, we had some radio issues earlier. We finally got him in the booth. First career podium here for Ryan Kame, and that's a huge one here tonight. So Ryan, obviously pit strategy came huge here. What in your mind led to you coming in to get enough fuel to make it to the end?
Well, I mean, I was having internet issues for a while, and I just didn't
Uh,
want to cause any messes. And I know I'm a non-contender with these playoff guys, so I was just trying to be the nice guy, and then it kind of fell into my lap.
Well, obviously it really did. I mean, you and Christian Visconti, great strategies out of you two to take home P2 and P3 here. Do you think if a caution came out, you would have had a chance to fight for that P1 finish?
I mean, I feel like it could have been anyone's chance if there was a restart, but I think I could have had a chance. But Josh is an incredibly great driver, and I think he probably would have still won.
All right, well, Henry, you got any questions?
so, what? So basically, what is your strategy for next week in Nashville? Like, probably
Well,
you could give a little detail about a little intel.
I mean, I'm basically going to be playing the game of survival of the fittest. I mean, every race it seems like half the field wrecks each other, so it's just a good idea to just stay out of it, let everyone take each other out, and then pounce on it at the end.
All right.
All right, well, Ryan Kane, do you have anybody you want to thank tonight?
Uh, I guess I would just like to thank Workman and Moondros and all them, because I was out there in the call with them, and they were talking with me. They were chilling out, so they were friendly, and I'd just like to say thank you to them.
All right, well, congratulations on your first career podium here in GGR, Ryan Kame, and hopefully it's first of many more to come, bud.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys, that was Ryan Kame, and now that will do it for tonight's broadcast. A little bit longer interview process than normal, but got in a few extra guys, had some radio issues with a couple others, so always great to have those guys here. We thank everyone for tuning in tonight to the GGR Oregon Diecast IndyCar Series here. Make sure to go check out Oregon Diecast on Instagram at Oregon Diecast. For the Coordinators 150 here at the Iowa Speedway. Before we head out, Henry, you got anything you want to say?
I just want to say I can't wait for the work winter season to start. And can't wait for next week for Nashville and to see how will that go.
Yeah, for sure. Nashville should be an exciting track here in these IndyCars. We thank everyone here for tuning in and choosing to spend your night here with us on Work TV. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some of that exciting action, especially towards the finish. And we'll see you guys here in 2 weeks, November 30th, for the Nashville Super Speedway for Race 2 here of the playoffs. Once again, thank everyone for tuning in. And this is Henry Clappert, Brayson Collins, Work